Every Formula One car hides a secret camera nobody's seen before. It records at 400 frames per second, capturing moments that could save lives. Today, you're finally getting a glimpse of what this hidden eye sees. Imagine you're glued to the screen, watching your favorite Formula One driver blast through a hairpin at breakneck speed, wheels barely gripping the asphalt as they hustle around the corner. The usual onboard camera shows their hands dancing on the steering wheel, the dashboard lights flickering like a tiny rave party. But there's something you've never noticed. A camera quietly perched just above their helmet, tucked away in the most unexpected spot. This isn't part of the usual 6 camera angles you're used to seeing. It's a secret 7th eye, hidden inside the halo safety device, that's been recording every split second of the race in stunning detail. Yet none of its footage has ever been shared with the public. Unlike the well-known cameras, the T-camera on the roll hoop that gives those cinematic panoramic views, or the nose camera that makes you feel like you're hurtling down the track right alongside the car, this tiny lens is a whole different beast. You won't find it flaunting itself on the rear with those mesmerizing exhaust flame shots either. Instead, it's tucked so deeply into the halo, the ring-like structure designed to protect drivers from flying debris, that it's practically invisible. The teams don't just leave it exposed for show. Many are actually required to cover it up with aerodynamic bodywork to keep the car sleek and reduce drag. So if you blink, you'll miss it entirely. What makes this camera even more fascinating is that it's not just a fancy toy for broadcast directors to play with during race highlights. Its real purpose is way more serious. It captures footage at a jaw-dropping 400 frames per second, far beyond what the standard broadcast cameras can do. And this ultra slow-motion view reveals critical moments that could hold the key to improving safety standards and quite literally saving lives. This secret footage has been locked away in the vaults of the FIA, away from prying eyes for over a year, waiting to be analyzed and understood. If you want to see this camera in all its glory, you have to look outside Formula One to Formula E, where the rules are a little different. In Formula E, teams aren't allowed to cover up the halo, so the tiny finger-sized camera nestled in the device is exposed for the world to see. There, it looks like a stealthy little spy, quietly gathering vital information that could transform motorsport safety forever. It's a reminder that sometimes the most important things are the ones hiding in plain sight, quietly doing their job while everyone's attention is elsewhere. You might think that once this secret camera was spotted, everyone would just shrug it off like another gizmo on a race car. But no, this little lens sparked a full-blown mystery that pulled in one curious journalist, Matt Amies, like a moth to a flame. What started as a simple, "Wait, what's that camera doing there?" quickly snowballed into a year-long deep dive, dragging Matt through crowded paddocks, countless interviews, and straight into the heart of the FIA's safety headquarters. It's like he went from casual race fan to full-on spy in the world of motorsport secrets. And here's where it gets even weirder. The company behind this device is Morelli, the electronics wizards who already handle a ton of Formula One's tech. But instead of building something flashy with ultra-high-def video, like those fancy 8K action cams you see strapped to mountain bikes, this camera proudly sticks to VGA quality. Yeah, sounds like an old-school video game resolution, right? But that's no accident. This camera isn't about eye candy or cinematic thrills. It's designed for one thing only: capturing insanely fast footage at 400 frames per second. That's 400 frames, every single second, recording every tiny flicker and twitch that could be critical when things go wrong. And it's not just a quick tap to record either. This little spy continuously stores up to 90 minutes of high-speed footage before erasing itself and starting over. Kind of like your phone when it's running low on storage, but way more high-tech. The catch? None of this footage is meant for us to watch. No highlights, no instant replays, no viral crash clips lighting up social media. Instead, it's locked away tighter than Fort Knox in the FIA's vaults, strictly for safety analysis and understanding incidents in a way that regular cameras just can't. So while fans are busy soaking up the usual onboard angles and epic race moments, this stealthy camera is quietly doing the hard work behind the scenes, proving that sometimes the most important eyes in the sport aren't the ones you see. They're the ones watching in secret, frame by frame, to keep drivers safe. All right, buckle up because the tech behind this sneaky little camera is straight up next level and way cooler than your average GoPro stuck to a helmet. This camera is about the size of a human finger, which sounds tiny until you realize that inside that little package lives some of the toughest electronics ever built. Its aluminum shell isn't just there to make it look sleek. It's like a mini tank designed to survive crashes that would turn your phone into a sad, smoking paperweight. Now, this isn't just any camera. It's got a secret weapon called an SDR, or Surveillance Data Recorder. Think of it as the camera's own personal black box, but way cooler because it's not hooked up to the car's main electrical system. So even if the entire car looks like it's been through a demolition derby, this little guy keeps on recording like the most loyal witness at a crime scene. It's got its own backup battery, its own storage, and its own power management. Basically a tiny independent spy living on the car, minding its own business and taking notes. And speaking of notes, the storage is no joke. With a 32 gigabyte hard drive inside, this camera can quietly record nonstop through an entire race weekend. From the moment the car leaves the garage, it's on duty, capturing every vibration, every bump, every little moment a driver goes through, with a level of detail so insane, no human eyeball could ever catch it all. But here's the thing that really blows your mind. Why bother shooting at 400 frames per second when the regular race cameras run at a chill 50? It's all about physics and pure survival. Imagine a Formula 1 car slamming into a barrier at 150 miles per hour. That impact happens in milliseconds, faster than you can say, ouch. Normal cameras just can't catch what's really going down in that tiny slice of time. It's like trying to capture the chaos of a fireworks explosion with a cheap camera phone. Everything ends up a blurry mess. This secret camera, though, it's like having a super slow-motion replay on steroids, breaking down every detail that could make the difference between a scary crash and a story of survival. So, yeah, this little gadget isn't just spying for fun. It's built to see what no one else can. And trust me, in a sport where every millisecond counts, that's a pretty big deal. So, why does this tiny camera tucked away above the driver's helmet even exist? It's not for the fans to get some cool slow-mo footage of their favorite driver pulling a perfect hairpin turn. This little guy is the FIA's silent guardian, their secret weapon in the fight to make racing safer, because in Formula 1, the stakes are way higher than just winning a trophy or breaking lap records. The Fédération Internationale de l'Automobile, or FIA if you want to sound fancy at parties, isn't just about handing out penalties or organizing glamorous race weekends. They dive deep into the science of crashes. Every year, they study around 30 serious accidents across all types of racing, from little kid cart crashes to the massive heart-stopping pileups in F1. All this data funnels into their World Accident Database, which is basically a giant brainpower vault where they decode every detail to stop the next tragedy before it happens. What makes this camera system so revolutionary is that it isn't just about the car or the track conditions. Telemetry can tell you how fast the car hit the wall or the exact angle of impact, and external cameras give you a front-row seat to the car's wild dance after contact. Yet, none of that shows what actually happened to the driver inside. That's where this hidden camera becomes a game changer. FIA Safety Director Nuno Costa sums it up perfectly. He says without this ultra slow-motion footage, you're basically playing Crash Detective with only half the clues. Maybe you're lucky and catch a frame or two of the critical moment, but most of the time, the real story gets lost in the blur. With footage shot at 400 frames per second, investigators get to rewind, pause, and dissect every tiny movement step by step. It's like having a magnifying glass for moments that could otherwise slip by unnoticed. This isn't about making races more exciting on TV, it's about saving lives. Understanding exactly how a driver's body reacts in a crash means engineers and doctors can design better safety gear, improve car structures, and create rules that protect drivers better than ever before. That tiny camera above the helmet, it's quietly doing the heavy lifting turning split-second disasters into lessons that make the sport safer for everyone who races at speeds that make your head spin. Imagine finally getting a sneak peek behind the scenes at a secret camera that's been watching F1 drivers for years, except it's not capturing dramatic crashes or fiery wrecks. Nope, the FIA decided to share footage of something way less flashy: Sergio Perez spinning out during qualifying at the 2024 Hungarian Grand Prix. Not exactly a highlight reel moment, but that's exactly why it's so fascinating. At 400 frames per second, this isn't just a slow-motion replay to admire a graceful spin. It's like watching Perez's helmet and shoulders put on their own tiny action movie. You can see every subtle jolt, every little wiggle of his head as the safety systems kick in, almost like his gear is saying, "Don't worry, I've got this." It's the kind of footage that turns what looks like a harmless slide into a high-speed science experiment. And no, this isn't the kind of thing you watch just for the drama or the memes. This is serious business, data gold that engineers and safety experts drool over. The FIA doesn't just stare at the video and guess what happened. They sync it up with in-ear accelerometers that track exactly how Perez's head moved, telemetry data showing what the car was doing, and other camera angles to piece together the full story. It's like the CSI of motorsport safety, but instead of solving crimes, they're cracking the code on crash survival. The FIA actually learns more from these near misses than from the big crashes that steal headlines. It's a bit like learning how to dodge falling coconuts by watching people narrowly avoid them, rather than only studying the ones who get hit. Every tiny spin, every fender bender, every time a driver loses control adds another puzzle piece to the giant safety jigsaw. So while Perez's spin might have looked like a minor mishap, that secret camera caught the hidden story, the subtle forces at play, the split-second safety measures that don't make the highlight reel but could mean the difference between a quick recovery and a serious injury. Turns out the real magic isn't just in the fast and furious crashes, but in the slow-motion science that keeps drivers safer lap after lap. Let's rewind a bit and look at how this secret spy cam in Formula One came to be. Because it wasn't just dropped onto cars one day like a surprise party favor. Nope. This baby was born from some serious head-scratching moments, like Fernando Alonso's mysterious testing crash in Barcelona. Picture this, a smash so puzzling that safety experts were left scratching their helmets because the usual TV footage was about as helpful as trying to solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. They realized, hey, these cameras are great for making us scream wow during the race, but when it comes to figuring out what really went wrong, they're about as useful as a chocolate teapot. So the FIA went back to the drawing board and said, we need cameras that don't just entertain, but actually help us save lives. Enter 2016, the year the F1 Commission gave the thumbs up to high-speed crash cams. This was the moment safety tech in motorsport got a serious glow-up. But designing a camera that can survive a crash violent enough to turn a multi-million-dollar car into a fireball isn't exactly like picking out a new phone case. That's where Magneti Marelli, the tech whizzes of F1 electronics, stepped in with their engineering wizardry. They crafted a camera so tough it laughs in the face of destruction. Its tiny lens and shock-proof casing are basically the bodybuilders of the imaging world, built to keep rolling even when the car decides to meet the barriers face first at 150 miles per hour. Here's the cool part. This isn't just F1 showing off its tech muscles. This camera tech shares some DNA with the aviation world's black boxes. But while airplane black boxes only tell you what happened after a crash, usually when everyone's already holding their breath, these secret cameras are busy capturing data all the time, turning every lap into a live safety lesson. It's like having a coach yelling "heads up" before you even think about tripping, rather than just reviewing the highlight reel of your fall afterward. So this hidden camera isn't just some fancy gadget. It's part of a high-tech safety revolution, quietly changing the way the sport protects its heroes, one frame at a time. Alright, so the secret camera that's been quietly stalking Formula One drivers isn't just some exclusive F1 VIP club member. It's actually branching out like a tech-savvy social butterfly. This little high-speed eye is starting to pop up in other forms of motorsport and even creeping closer to everyday road cars. Talk about going from racing superstar to neighborhood safety hero. Take rally racing, for example. Unlike F1's carefully roped-off circuits, rallies are wild beasts. Cars zoom past narrow, twisty tracks lined with fans who sometimes seem to think they're part of the action. Spoiler, standing inches from a 120-mile-per-hour rally car is not a spectator sport. So the FIA got smart and decided, hey, what if our secret camera could help keep people from turning into unintended crash victims? Enter the AI-powered safety camera with human detection algorithms, basically the high-tech equivalent of a nosy neighbor who spots trouble before it happens. Tested in the European Rally Championship, this system can spot when someone's chilling in a danger zone and potentially save lives by triggering safety alerts. It's like the camera's saying, yo, that's not a great spot to watch from. Move it. Meanwhile, over in the futuristic world of Formula E, things get even cooler. Since these electric racers don't have the bulky aerodynamic bodywork that hides the camera in F1, the devices are out in the open, showing off their tiny finger-sized presence like tech badges of honor. And because each series, from Rally to Formula E, has its own wild twists and turns, the data collected isn't just gathering dust. It feeds into this giant brain of motorsport knowledge about how cars behave and how drivers survive when things go sideways. But the plot thickens. This secret camera tech isn't just for race cars anymore. Just like carbon fiber made the jump from racing legends to your everyday super safe family sedan, these high-speed surveillance systems are influencing the future of road car safety. Imagine your next car equipped with a mini spy cam and brainy AI that can analyze crashes at 400 frames per second, not to invade your privacy, but to help protect you better than ever before. It's like Formula One's secret weapon for saving lives is slowly becoming your car's guardian angel on the street. So yeah, what started as a covert camera tucked inside a Halo device is now part of a far-reaching surveillance network that's racing ahead, not just on tracks, but in shaping the future of how we all stay safe on wheels. Behind all the high-tech wizardry of this secret camera system lies something far more important: the people whose lives it's meant to protect. Every split second it captures is more than just data. It's a lifeline for drivers who risk everything every time they strap in. These aren't just racing machines on wheels. They're sons, daughters, husbands, wives, and friends whose safety matters above all else. Take Romain Grosjean's fiery crash at the 2020 Bahrain Grand Prix. On TV, it looked like a terrifying fireball engulfing a car, an instant frozen in everyone's memory. But what really helped engineers understand how to improve safety was the secret camera's ultra-slow motion footage. It showed precisely how Grosjean's head and body moved during the crash, frame by frame. That painstaking analysis wasn't just academic. It sparked design changes in helmets, cockpit safety, and fire-resistant gear, all aimed at making sure fewer drivers face that kind of danger again. When the FIA decided to release footage of Sergio Perez's relatively minor spin at the 2024 Hungarian GP, it wasn't a stunt for clicks. It was a powerful reminder that even seemingly small incidents hold crucial lessons. As FIA Safety Director Nuno Costa explains, it's about learning what worked, what didn't, and confirming that the safety measures in place do exactly what they're supposed to. This isn't just about crashes, it's about continuously improving safety to protect every driver on every lap. At the end of the day, this camera isn't just a piece of tech, it's a silent guardian helping ensure that every driver who leaves the track returns safely to their loved ones. And that's the human story behind the high-speed frames and cutting-edge engineering. Looking ahead, the secret camera system in motorsport is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to blending advanced technology with driver safety. Future iterations promise to be smarter and faster, potentially analyzing crash data in real time and alerting medical teams to injuries before symptoms even show up. Imagine AI-powered cameras that don't just record impacts, but can predict injury risk or adjust emergency responses on the fly based on the driver's physical condition. It sounds like science fiction, but it's quickly becoming reality. What's even more exciting is that this tech won't stay locked behind Formula One's high-budget doors. The next wave aims to make it accessible to lower-tier racing series, club races, and even casual track day enthusiasts. That means grassroots motorsport could soon benefit from insights drawn from thousands of smaller crashes, data that might actually outpace what the Elite Series currently collects. This democratization could revolutionize safety for amateur racers, turning what was once exclusive high-tech surveillance into a standard safety net for all. Of course, with great surveillance power comes some thorny questions. Drivers know they're being watched during races, but this hidden camera system tracks things at a level far beyond traditional coverage. On one hand, it's a game changer for safety, helping prevent injuries and save lives. On the other, it raises privacy concerns. After all, these moments capture athletes at their most vulnerable. The FIA seems aware of this delicate balance, carefully controlling who sees the footage and using it primarily for safety improvements. By keeping most of the data confidential while selectively sharing clips for education, they respect both the privacy of drivers and the life-saving potential of the technology. In the high-speed world of motorsport, it's a thoughtful approach to the complex ethics of constant surveillance. Formula One's secret camera system is way more than just some hidden tech inside those million-dollar race cars. It's a powerful reminder of how much the sport cares about keeping drivers safe. It's been quietly working behind the scenes for almost 10 years, showing that beyond all the flashy onboard shots we see, there's serious effort going into making sure every driver has the best shot at walking away from a crash. The footage we talked about, from Sergio Perez's simple spin to the detailed breakdowns of big accidents, is only a small peek into a huge collection of data. This treasure trove helps engineers and safety experts understand crashes better than ever before and use that knowledge to make racing safer. Instead of just accepting the dangers as part of the game, Formula One is turning science into protection. But what really hits home is that behind all this tech, it's about people. Every driver puts their trust in those invisible eyes watching over them, knowing there's tech quietly working to protect them even when we don't see it. It's not just about speed or competition. It's about making sure these incredible athletes get home safely to their families. At the end of the day, this secret camera system shows what technology can do when it's used for something truly important: saving lives. We might never get to see most of the footage, but knowing it's there makes the sport safer for everyone involved. If this peek behind the curtain got you as fascinated as I am, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and share. And tell me, what other hidden stories from the world of Formula One do you want to hear about? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.